I'm Christian Maracle.
And I'm Long Neck Josh.
And it's time to agree
or disagree.
Someone help me.
That's one of the weirdest opinions I've ever seen.
'Cause I still feel your hello, I know that I'm living with ghosts.
What's up, guys? It's good to be back to do another Agree to Disagree. But for the first time, well, in a long time, Optimistic Hall of Famer, my bro, Long Neck Josh is back.
Yes. Gosh, definitely wasn't on the channel at all last year, was I?
No, nobody has seen you since WrestleMania 39.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. However, he has been uploading over on his channel with the occasional, like, what was it, Universe Mode?
Yeah, just streaming some Universe Mode with some of our good buddies, Fisher and Chris. Shout out to my two general managers. Thank you guys for doing the Universe Mode with me.
That would be 2K25, ladies and gentlemen. If you haven't subscribed to Long Neck Josh, go ahead and do that now.
I'm not like a serious YouTube, but I do what I can and stream when I can, so.
Yep. We're currently in Washington, D.C. We're in a hotel room. We're about to be doing a lot of sightseeing, so I figured this is the perfect opportunity to be doing this video because this is just our hangout day.
Yeah. We got in today. He had a much longer drive than I did, but
to be honest, nobody cares. They just want to get to the point of this video.
Fair enough.
The last time I did this was about a week and a half ago, and people actually enjoyed the agree or disagree, where they just put opinions in comparison to a Q&A, and I answer whether I agree or disagree. In this case, we might both agree on something, we might both disagree on something, or could be agree one side, disagree the other.
Yeah.
So let's see what you guys came up with, because we got a lot of stuff going on here.
Yeah, I'm curious what you guys said.
Cena needs the Intercontinental Championship.
You know, I think need is a very strong word. I'm going to say no. I think the way things are looking, he's probably going to win his 17th World Championship, and let him break that record.
You sure he's not going to pull an Ultimate Warrior?
I mean, he might, but Ultimate Warrior was the Intercontinental Champion first, then he went on to win the world title. So
all the way around. He could have been the Hogan trying to do it, except he actually wins it.
Fair enough, but I'm still going to say he doesn't need to. It'd be cool to see, but I don't need to see it.
I honestly disagree as well. I don't think John Cena needs the Intercontinental Championship given what's going on, because the only reason that would happen would be like, hey, here we go. Okay, you have held it now. The 17th world title, on the other hand, is something that could go on for practically this entire year should he win at WrestleMania.
Yeah, and the story has to be right, which it is, I feel like, for this World Championship reign. That could happen.
Christian Maracle should collab with Mr. SANTIZAP for a Sins video since there's a lot of chemistry between them. I'll be perfectly honest. I don't see where the chemistry came from. I've never actually once collaborated with SANTIZAP, nor have I actually met the guy. But I can understand because he's a great YouTuber. He's amazing at what he does. I don't like tooting my own horn, but I'm good at what I do, I guess.
I would say so, yeah. I mean, you have the over 100,000 subscribers to say for it, so.
Although I will say one thing, though. If you mix together Christian Maracle with SANTIZAP, then you get All Ego Ethan Page.
That does look very
I finally figured out why we look similar and why Ethan Page looks similar to me, but also looks similar to him. He is somehow our child. Yeah, I honestly would love... I agree, I would love to collaborate with SANTIZAP at some point. That would be awesome. Whether it's a Sins video on my channel or something for his channel, regardless, it's just awesome to be able to collaborate. What about you? What do you think?
Yeah, I think it would be cool to see something to bring in somebody else to send a video. I think it would be awesome. We haven't seen a collaboration since Infinity War 2, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, 2019.
Yeah, when I died.
Alright.
Carrot cake is a hidden gem when it comes to desserts. This is such an interesting one. I haven't had carrot cake in so long. But I do enjoy carrot cake, so I'm going to agree with this. I like carrot cake.
Carrot cake is good, but I don't know why would you call it a hidden gem. I mean, isn't it like a common thing that it's a great dessert, or do people just not eat it?
I feel like people, when they think dessert, they don't think carrot cake. Maybe they think like your typical, like your chocolate cake or your ice cream or, you know, stuff like that. So
carrot cake is absolutely delicious. I agree with that stuff. Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 25 is the greatest wrestling match of all time. Well, of course, you don't need to hear that from me. I already agree with that.
Yeah, that's an easy one. Next.
Garlic bread is underrated. I agree. Garlic bread
I
is
agree
underrated.
with that. Garlic bread is very good.
I don't understand how, like, you know, some people could look at garlic bread and think that's disgusting. I mean, I get it. Some people don't like garlic. That's
Sure,
fine. But it just feels different having garlic on something, but then having garlic on the bread because, you know, you melt it down. It's like, you know, the butter, the garlic. Boom. It's amazing. It's a great combination.
Yes, it is.
Recent horror movie sequels like Scream 6, Terrifier 3, and Saw 10 have been a great example of we could do a great sequel despite what my critics say. For one thing, I've not seen Scream 6 or Scream 2 even, and I have not seen anything aside from the first Saw movie. However, I have seen all 3 of the Terrifier movies. Terrifier 3, I will say, yes, is an example of we could do a great sequel despite what the critics say. A lot of movies lately when it comes to sequels, they do it and then it just underperforms or absolutely bombs. It sucks.
I will say this. I agree that there definitely can be some good sequels despite what critics say. Terrifier 1 was the worst movie in that franchise.
It was.
The second and third ones were much better. It told more of a story. The first one just felt kind of random at times and just almost out of place. But the second and third one did really good. Mint chocolate is god tier. Yes, it is. Mint chocolate is one of my favorite ice cream flavors. What about you?
Shockingly enough, I don't like mint chocolate on the ice cream itself. But I love it on a milkshake.
Yes.
Mint chocolate milkshake in the summer. In the middle of the summer. Hot day. You want to go to your favorite ice cream place that also has milkshakes.
Yeah.
Mint chocolate milkshake.
That sounds super refreshing.
However, yeah, that's why I say, like, yeah, mint chocolate has got tier on the sense of milkshakes, not ice cream. For your case, ice cream, not milkshakes.
Well, I've honestly never tried a mint chocolate milkshake, so I would need to try that first. A game night with friends or family, whether it's board games or video games, sounds more interesting than going out to parties or movie night on theaters. You know, I agree with this. It depends on what you mean by going out parties. Definitely better than movies, I think, because you're actually interacting with the people. Movie theaters, you have to be quiet. Enjoy the movie. When you're like playing a board game or a video game, you are spending time interacting with the people around you. As far as going out and partying, I'm not a big fan of going out to like nightclubs and, you know, things like that anyways. I think it's just very loud and
Most of the time you're just getting drunk.
Yeah,
Most of the time you're just drinking.
I'm more of like I like to sit down and like talk with someone. So going out in that sense, like maybe going out for like a dinner party, sure. Like maybe that would be good. But I do agree about the game night. I do like that idea.
Yeah, I'll be honest, like a game night with friends or family, that's always fun because like you're interacting with your loved ones, you're playing games, you're getting the chance to taunt them. You can taunt your family and not have consequences as a result.
Well, it depends.
But yeah, I prefer that over like going out to parties, movie nights. I like going to movies. I like going to the theaters for movies, but it's only because I want to see something. It's not because I want to have a big giant family gathering. Like, what's the point of that? You're spending so much money. We could just sit home and play like a board game for like 3 hours.
Hangman Adam Page is the best character in wrestling and has been for the past 18 months. Not even the best character in AEW right now.
No.
He does not surpass Timeless Tony Storm.
Tony Storm?
I'm not saying Tony Storm is...
I was going with Swerve Strickland, to be honest.
Well, I think both of them. I think both of them are better characters than Page is.
Yeah, I really think that the case of, like, okay, Tony Storm, yes, great female wrestler in AEW, and one of the perfect examples of someone who left WWE and really made a name for themselves outside. But, I honestly believe Swerve Strickland right now is the best over in AEW.
Jey Uso, if he wins against Gunther, will have a short reign.
Do you think so? I disagree, honestly.
I disagree, too. I mean, it depends how the reign goes.
I mean, a lot of people are just... A lot of that's just the online hate. You know, people started hating on Jey Uso for reasons I still can't comprehend.
Because they were pissed that he eliminated John Cena to win the Royal Rumble.
Yeah. And, honestly, like... But then again, the online hate is fake because it would have translated to the crowds. And the crowds are still yeeting even when Jey Uso was not yeeting.
Yup.
So, sorry to tell you guys this, but your online hate is fake, and it always will be until it translates to the audience. This ain't no We Want Cody. This ain't no Yes Movement. This is just a bunch of people being butthurt losers. But back to this, yeah, I'm like, Jey Uso, if he wins against Gunther, will have a short reign. Well, people will probably say that about Sami Zayn, too. Sami had quite a decent reign, went on for 6 months, took it all the way to SummerSlam. WWE 2K25 on Nintendo Switch 2 will be the best way to play the game. Well, I don't have a Nintendo Switch, so I unfortunately don't have an opinion on that. What about you?
I disagree. And I'm going to disagree hard on this because I think playing on PlayStation or Xbox is way better than playing on a Nintendo system. Especially for like WWE games, sports games, stuff like that.
John Cena selling his soul to The Rock and turning heel was bigger than Hulk Hogan turning heel in WCW. That is a really difficult thing. And honestly, I disagree. The reason I say I disagree is because people were calling for Hulk Hogan's head. Hulk Hogan turning heel was the most impossible thing ever. And I know John Cena was also up there in that category of impossible to turn heel. But he had previously done it. Hulk Hogan at the time never did it. So that's why I'm like, what happened with WCW is a moment that's remembered forever when it comes to the NWO and the third man revealed from Bash at the Beach. It's because of a situation like that. People were in tears, people were crying. Aside from maybe a couple of kids crying on the internet I saw, like a couple of videos of children crying at the TV, I didn't see much of anybody else being torn because even grown adults were torn when Hulk Hogan turned heel. That's why I'm saying, like, Hulk Hogan, his heel turn, in my opinion, is still bigger than John Cena's heel turn. I only said John Cena's heel turn was the biggest in WWE history. Words.
Exactly. I'm going to disagree as well. I think it's hard to, as someone who lived John Cena's heel turn, I saw it happen on TV. Obviously, I wasn't alive in 1996 when Hogan turned heel. You were, but you were less than a year old.
I was like a couple of months old.
Obviously, he wasn't a wrestling fan. I wasn't even born yet. So I don't know what it was like when Hogan, like, I can't tell you what my reaction to that would have been if I was a wrestling fan when that happened. But I can tell you my reaction was when Cena turned heel. I was definitely shocked. And yes, I agree with Christian when he says this is the biggest heel turn in WWE history. But I think Hogan had the bigger heel turn for the exact reasons that you said. I feel like just it was more unpredictable back then for Hogan to turn heel than it was today for Cena to turn heel.
Pineapple pizza with Canadian bacon is the best.
Can't answer. I'm just going to disagree on it.
Wait, don't you like pineapple on pizza?
I like pineapple on pizza. I'm not saying Canadian bacon should also be on it.
Have you even tried Canadian bacon on a pizza?
Not on a pizza, no.
You can't. You're right. You can't talk. You can't say a word. Obviously, I'm from Canada. I've had Canadian bacon on a pizza. Because, let's be honest, that's the only type of bacon we got. Not whatever crap is sold in the United States. Oops. Not the first time people will hear that, but anyway. What I'm saying is, like, when you have the pineapple, you have bacon. You ever had pineapple with any type of bacon on a pizza?
I don't think I have, honestly. I think I've only had pineapple with ham.
Okay, the Hawaiian
The
style.
Hawaiian, obviously.
Yeah. Have you ever had bacon on a pizza?
I feel like a meat lovers I've had with bacon before.
Okay. Well, regardless, yeah, Canadian bacon's always the best bacon.
Do you think the brand split should have continued in 2011?
First of all, that is not even an opinion. They asked us a question. You're supposed to give an opinion.
Sure. But
let's just say they said the brand split should have continued in 2011.
Right.
It ended in August of 2011.
August of 2011. And
people started, because they started labeling as super shows.
Right.
Raw was a super show.
Raw Super Show.
And SmackDown just became a crap show.
I think it was just SmackDown, but it was definitely the B show, per se.
Yeah.
I think you were able to showcase more talent when you had the brand split, so I'm going to say yes, it should have continued.
Yep. As a result of the brand split ending in 2011, they released a crap ton of talent. Mm-hmm. And when that happens, and also the fact that they had such a bloated roster, there was a lot of people who were not being featured whatsoever. And it was just terrible at times to watch SmackDown. SmackDown was unwatchable for many years up until 2016. French toast is superior to waffles, and both are superior to pancakes.
I disagree with both of those statements.
Seriously?
French toast is third, waffles second, pancakes
Oh, come
first.
on.
Enough said.
Dude, how can you say that about French toast?
I've had French toast.
Not up in Canada.
It's sure, but
Get your arms off of that. I'm sitting on the couch too.
I'm stretching my arms.
Get your arms off, dude.
Anyways,
What you got against French toast?
I don't have anything against French toast. French toast is good. It's just not as good as waffles, which aren't as good as pancakes.
Okay, we have finally gotten to an argument portion of this video. I agree. He disagrees. It's just French toast is amazing. It's one of my favorite things to make for breakfast. I mean, I make that more than I ever made waffles or pancakes.
Milk goes before the cereal.
Who the hell pours the milk before the cereal? Aside from Sammy Guevara.
That is awful.
It really is.
That is awful. You always pour the cereal first. Always.
Growing up, yeah, pour the cereal in, pour the milk in. You're letting the milk go into all the components. If you pour the milk first and then the cereal, a lot of the cereal does not get involved.
Exactly.
Toronto is the best city in Ontario if you can put up with the insane traffic. Yeah. I said in Ontario.
Yeah,
Not a lot. I would hate to tell you guys this, but Ottawa, Hamilton, Niagara Falls, Toronto, London, everything else are just towns. The thing is, yes, the traffic is wild. That's because Toronto is the New York City of Canada. Nothing but insane traffic jams all the time, no matter where you're going, specifically Gardiner Expressway. I take the train every time I go up to the actual city.
I don't blame you for doing that at all.
Because it takes me where I need to go.
Exactly.
And then I can just walk the rest of the way and say, bye. My favorite part about going on the train is passing by the traffic jam highways. Bye!
Io Sky is the greatest women's wrestler in WWE when it comes to in-ring work. Ooh.
That is a tough one.
I'm gonna disagree. Io Sky's great, and I enjoy watching her matches. I don't think she's as good as Asuka.
You're just comparing to Japanese wrestlers?
No, I think Io Sky and Asuka are possibly the two best in-ring women's wrestlers in WWE right now. I think, I'm trying to think who else. I mean, I think Charlotte Flair is very talented as well. A lot of people...
You can't say that. People hate it when people praise Charlotte Flair.
Oh, sorry. Excuse me. This is for Sam Nobles. Charlotte Flair is tremendous in the ring.
Who's Sam Nobles? I'm just kidding. It's his father.
Yes. But no, Io Sky is not the best in-ring women's wrestler in WWE.
I also disagree. I don't think Io Sky is the best women's wrestler in WWE. It's a tough one for me to think on that because, like, we've seen a lot of greats come and go, from Lita to Trish Stratus. A lot of people are just looking at the fact that, Lita and Trish were in the bra and panties era. The thing is, they didn't always compete in those matches.
Yep.
In terms of in-ring capabilities, I honestly think Lita is the best women's wrestler of all time. The Last Jedi is the worst Star Wars movie. Well, that's a common thing we've heard all the time since 2017.
Yup.
But I disagree. To me, it's either The Phantom Menace or Attack of the Clones is the worst Star Wars movie. Maybe Attack of the Clones because, good God almighty, that had the worst romantic storyline I've ever seen.
Yep, I agree with Christian. Last Jedi wasn't the best, obviously, but definitely better than some of those prequel films.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, the only reason people say that The Last Jedi is the worst is because they think they nerfed Luke Skywalker's character, which I don't think that's the case at all. I think they expanded in a good way. It's just not the way they wanted.
Right.
Attack of the Clones was absolutely terrible with practically everything.
Yes.
Help, it got so bad they referred to Anakin as Mannequin Skywalker.
Kenny Omega should never be in WWE. I disagree. I think with Triple H running the show now, that gives more of a chance for these wrestlers from other promotions coming in and to thrive. I mean, even with Vince in charge, you look at what AJ Styles was able to do, and I think Kenny Omega could do something very similar if he joined WWE.
I really think that Kenny Omega could definitely thrive in the WWE. I wouldn't say to the extent that he's like gonna be like immediate top star WWE World Champion fighting Roman Reigns in the main event of WrestleMania. Save that for a future time. We have a couple more, folks, and then we'll call it off for the night.
Sounds good.
Hope you've been having a good time with this.
Yeah, no, it's been fun. Definitely some thinkers on these, so I'm glad that I got to join.
Chicago-style pizza is better than New York-style pizza. Another common thing that's fought and argued with in the United States.
Yes.
Chicago pizza, you New York pizza. I've been to Chicago. I've been to New York. I've had pizza in both states. How about you?
I've been to New York. I've had pizza in New York. I've never been to Chicago. I've been to Detroit, so I'm going to say that's close enough. But I've had Chicago-style pizza, and I think New York style is better.
Chicago-style pizza is amazing if you can get across the insane amount of triple-decker cheese they put on it.
Yes.
But then at the same time, New York also has its cheese.
Yeah.
The one thing I will admit, I would say New York-style pizza is better than Chicago. The reason I say that is because I've had Chicago-style pizza a few times, and it's super greasy. Like, I literally could just have the grease just slip off the pizza. And that just takes it away from me. I'm not a person who likes to drown myself in grease.
Sure.
Hell, I don't even eat fast food that much anymore. Might be hard to believe considering I'm a big guy. But it's actually true.
Mm-hmm.
But people won't believe that because it's the internet.
Of course.
Final one. Cody Rhodes' title run is getting a bit stale.
No. I disagree with that. I think it was actually not the best at first. I think that it was a bit stale to begin with, but I think over time it's really developed more, and especially with the program he's doing with Cena right now, like it's great to see. I've really enjoyed, and his match quality too has been tremendous since he's been champion. I mean, it's always been tremendous, but you know, especially he's just risen to new heights, I think, since winning the championship and put on incredible matches with countless competitors. I'm going to say AJ Styles. I'm going to say Logan Paul. I'm even going to say Solo. I think that I enjoyed his matches with Solo. So,
Solo.
You know, I'm not saying I didn't I'm sorry, I'm not saying I think Solo was going to win any of those matches, but, you know, he did have some good matches with Solo. And, of course, Kevin Owens.
I was about to say, how the hell can you just think of Solo first and then Kevin Owens? I get that Solo faced them first, but you're talking about the best quality matches, and you went with Solo over Kevin Owens?
I was getting there, saving the best for last.
Okay, that's fair. I will admit, no, I don't think Cody Rhodes' title reign is getting stale whatsoever. We're currently a year into the reign, and it hasn't been stale, honestly. There's a lot of times where title reigns get stale even before they hit the 1 year mark.
Yeah.
This case, it has not been stale after it hit the 1 year mark. And honestly, that's a good thing. I really think Cody Rhodes, if he does hang on to the title after beating John Cena, could take it to WrestleMania 42. I will say one bonus thing. This title reign is not better than Roman's title reign.
Yes, I do agree with that.
All right, folks, that is going to conclude this edition of Agree or Disagree. Honestly, yeah, I think maybe I should make this a monthly thing. I might just do that. And you never know, I might have somebody else appear as a guest in the future as well. It just was a great opportunity because I'm hanging out with my brother in Washington, D.C. At the time of recording, it's my birthday.
Happy birthday.
29 years old, folks.
29.
I'm an old man.
Oh, you're too young. You're too young to be saying that.
You're way younger than me, so you have no place to say that.
Fair enough. But
regardless, Josh, how'd you like being back on the channel?
it's great being back on the channel. It's always a pleasure to be on the channel. An honor, a privilege, all of the above. You are someone, you're a great friend, you're a brother to me. So anytime I get to come on here and join you, it's a pleasure.
Yep. So, folks, thank you guys very much for putting in your suggestions. If your suggestion did not make the video, don't worry, it wasn't personal. I just had to choose the best, what I thought was the best of the best and the most interesting, and I also didn't want to be repetitive with the constant wrestling questions. So that's why we got a lot of food suggestions.
Yeah. But also, if you didn't get picked this time, don't let that discourage you. I get picked next time.
Absolutely. And always remember what I always say.
Oh, is that my cue? Think
Yes.
optimistically.